TV. It is 9 p.m. on the East Coast. It is Monday evening, September 14th, and we have a bumper running, and we have an exciting program waiting for you. And we will switch to Studio 8 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Host Coach Prasick, the happiest man on earth to sit in this chair, and I want to tell you about all the new stuff we've got. Not a lot of new stuff, but one of the new things, it's really not new, but once a month, okay, and that would be let me look at my calendar because I get this wrong. The second Monday of each month. Yes, indeed, it is Pastor Andy Clapp coming our way from I forget the name of. Well, there's not a name. It's where is this place?
I'm in Liberty, North Carolina.
Okay, near Burlington, North Carolina.
Yes.
When I go there, I stay in Burlington.
That's right. That's right.
It's actually on the map. There's an exit. There's an exit on the interstate. There.
We're putting Liberty on the map.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, well put. That's a good segue, folks. It may be far out in the boonies, but it is not far out from the hearts and minds of a mission-minded church, Mount Zion Baptist Church. We have talked about your church's involvement in what you refer to as OCC, that is Operation Christmas Child. But here it is, we're just getting Labor Day behind us and getting back to school on our minds. But on the mind of Mount Zion Baptist Church and the leader and its pastor, Andy Clapp, is Operation Christmas Child, because you can't wait until December.
No. In fact, at this point, we're only 9 weeks out from National Collection Week, which is a huge thing. And so we were doing some training this past weekend, and folks were out at the church. I saw them out there. I think it was today. They were out there working diligently to get ready. We got a packing party set up for October the 10th, and that is one of the highlight moments of the year for us.
Training? Really?
Well, not just training. The packing parties is what we love. We take that fellowship hall that you were in at the North Carolina Christian Writers Conference.
Right.
We line tables all the way down it, and people just go down the line filling up boxes. And this year our goal is 3,000 boxes. So that'll be a new milestone for us. We're really excited. And it's one of those days where we spend what, 4 or 5 hours just packing shoe boxes, and we'll have tons of people coming in there and doing it, and everybody just finds a lot of joy in it because it gives us a chance to reach other people with the gospel, especially children.
You're saying 3,000, and I've been there twice, and I'm trying to picture 3,000 human beings within driving distance of this place, and it's where does all this come from?
Well, it's 3,000 boxes is what we feel. But what we do is that people take up stuff all year long, and like this month we're doing toys, and we had our kickoff service a couple weeks ago, and people came, laid toys at the altar. We prayed over them and asked that God would direct these boxes to specific children, and that He would prepare their hearts to receive the gospel. You know, Jesus said. There was a situation where the disciples told Jesus, they tried to rebuke children or keep the children away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Jesus told them, said, don't keep them away from me. Let them come unto me. And when you look at that and you look at the way that Jesus interacted with children, it is of utmost importance right now for us to have such a heart. And that's what Operation Christmas Child lets us do. Is reach into the lives of children that we may never meet on this earthly realm, but praise God, He is bigger than us. He is perfect in taking these boxes to the right children, and praise Him that these kids, they get to hear about Jesus, and that's what we want. We just want them to hear about Jesus because, that's the only hope that any of us have in this life is the hope in Jesus Christ.
Well, I'm still blown away with the idea
Mhm.
that 3,000 boxes could be brought together. I'm trying to imagine how many seats are available in the pews of the main sanctuary. If you had 200 people in there, that'd be a packed house, wouldn't it?
Yeah, if you open up the side wings at our church, we can fit about 250 with the side wings open.
Pre-COVID.
Yeah, pre-COVID. Yeah,
Now it's
yeah,
25. No.
yeah. So now we're doing two morning services just to make sure that we keep our distance and all that. But yeah, we put them in cartons and load them onto we load them onto the tractor trailer and out they go, and they make an impact all around the world. And I'll be honest with you right now, I think is it's imperative uh, that we as Christians are truly looking at protecting children, not just reaching them with the gospel, but protecting them as well. And in America right now, that's a huge problem. Children are being exploited throughout America at this point.
Do you
And
want?
we as leaders and we as Christians are the ones who are called to protect those children. And as a father, you know, I love talking to my girls about Jesus. And we homeschool our kids, so on a daily basis, my kids are singing hymns as part of their curriculum, and they're learning about the Bible every day. But we want them to know Jesus, but we also want to protect them in the environment that we're in right now. And it's dangerous what's going on in our world today. But we want to reach kids. We want to give them the gospel of Jesus Christ, give them a shoebox in the process, and tell them that we love them and that God loves them.
Well, this is, and you're circling the airport, so I'm just going to take it in for a landing, and if you can want to touch on it, we can go elsewhere, or you can stay on as long as you want. But
Okay.
at least I'm glad to see public outrage over how children are being exploited by Netflix with this current movie.
Absolutely. And that's not the only way that children are being exploited. I mean, that is a big way right now. That's a huge one. But throughout the nation right now, children are being exploited in a multitude of ways. And the more that you look at it, and I believe we're going to see even more of it come out over the next couple years as they're busting up some of these rings of sex trafficking
Mm-hmm.
and children. The trafficking of humans in general is a problem in America that needs a brighter light shined on it because um, it hit home for us, Coach, when we don't live in I'm trying to say this the right way, but you know me, I'm just going to say it. We don't live like in a rough area. Okay. We feel like, reasonably safe where we're at. You tend to know quite a few people around you. And I will never forget, just like a year and a half ago, they busted a human trafficking ring down the road from where I live.
No
And when I
way.
say down the road, I mean within 4 miles of where I live. They busted a human trafficking ring, and all of a sudden it got real to us because I had heard stories. A friend of mine shared a gut wrenching story with me a while back about how their child was nearly taken. And you hear those things, but that was a bigger city, and you're starting to think, okay, well, that don't happen where I live. No, that stuff's going on everywhere. The question is, are our eyes open to it, and are we really watching our children? My wife had something happen to her at Target. Um, it was about 2 years ago with my kids, and felt like she was being followed. And at that point, as a father, your awareness goes up quick.
Mm-hmm.
But not only that, the righteous indignation that this stuff is happening to our children in America and any child in this world, the righteous indignation begins to rise in you, and you can't be silent anymore about it.
Well, Jesus
I have
was
felt.
pretty righteously indignant, wasn't he? Throw a stone around their neck and throw them overboard, something.
Absolutely,
That's how
and he
strongly
said,
he felt.
"Oh, absolutely." He said it's better to have a millstone tied around your neck and be tossed into the sea than to cause one of these little ones to stumble. But for me, I think that it's one of those things that this is going to become an issue for the church, and it should already be an issue for the church. The fact that human beings are being trafficked, and especially children are being trafficked in our world, the church has got to speak up. The church has got to be the ones that are leading the charge to stand up against, because that's just evil, and exploiting children is evil, and there's no other way to call it. I have seen some of the stuff with this Netflix mess, and I can tell you now that anything that is exploiting a child in that manner is evil, and we need to be the ones who speak up against it.
The first thought that crossed my mind, I haven't seen any video to speak of. I've seen a couple little snippets, but the first thought that come to my mind when I saw some of the suggestive, is the parents let them do this? Well, I want to go find the parents and take them behind the woodshed.
Well, yeah, and it's I had this conversation with somebody at church yesterday, and go back and look. Go back and look, and this is a really sad thing, but go back and look at the lives of child stars in America over time and look at where they ended up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, seriously, it is not a good track record.
No.
Obviously, it's not a good track record. But the lure of money, the lure of fame, the lure of popularity, the lure of all that stuff, and it's Satan. And that's what Satan does. He lures. But once he's got you, you find out it wasn't worth what it cost you. Miley Cyrus, to me, is one of the tragic tales of American life. To see what she was, she was, just this innocent little girl, and to see what's happened.
And talented, by the way.
And yes, absolutely. And I'm not talking ill of her. Understand that. I'm not. My heart breaks for her. Another one was Katy Perry. Katy Perry got started as a Christian singer is what I read in one thing. And to see how that just eats away at them, it breaks your heart. But you also don't want to see that for anybody else and no other child. And so when you're looking at all these things that are going on in America right now, you see that so many are just so lured by celebrity, by money, by position, by recognition, all those things. And the sad thing is, it's never going to fill them up. I was working on a devotional the other night, and I was talking about the woman at the well in that devotional and how everything about her was depleted in that moment that she met Jesus. She had a bad reputation in town. The relationship she had been in had just drained her. Basically, what could have been of her life at that moment, she felt like it was just gone. It had evaporated. There was no hope until she met hope at the well. And then look at what Jesus says to her. He said, "I will spring up wells of living water within you." She found the fulfillment. She found the fulfillment sitting by the well on a day that she never expected to find it, in a place she never expected to find it, in the person she never expected to find it. A Jewish male sitting by the well who reaches out to a Samaritan woman. And that's the thing right now. And that's why it's so important for us as Christians to get the gospel out there, because people are looking for fulfillment. They're looking for hope. Problem is, they're looking in the wrong place. And Hollywood and all this other stuff has that lure to it. And Satan does that. He lures. But they're never going to find it. They're never going to find what they're looking for until they find Jesus, and he fills up everything. Jesus said that about I will producing them wells of living water. It was spring forth a well inside of them. David said in Psalm 23, he said, my cup overflows. Jesus said in John 10, he said that I will give them a life and I will give it to them in abundance. And the thing is that Jesus offers the fulfillment and the overflowing, but so many have not taken that trip to the well to find what it is they're looking for.
Andy, I'm gonna bring this very close, and I get in trouble often when I bring this topic up. But I think it's time for some boldness, and I'm gonna tell you a true story, and then I'm gonna follow it up. Well, first I'll start with a hypothetical, and then I'm gonna tell you a true story that actually happened. First is what is the difference? The theory that you're proclaiming is that Hollywood is evil, and there's this evil out there. Okay, but I think this evil is a little closer than out there. I'm as proud as any dad could be. My daughter was a cheerleader, but think about what cheerleaders do. How much difference is there between that and cuties?
Oh, there's not much.
Okay.
Not much at all.
All right, you
And,
see,
and that's the thing. And I agree with you. And for us, I have said I've been in ministry 20 years now. And I have told people until I am blue in the face that Satan's greatest attack has been on the family. More than anything else is on the family. And the problem is that we're not looking out to see where he's attacking. We'll make that claim he's attacking the family, but we're not looking to see how he's attacking the family. And it's small things like that. It's the things that...
Oh, it's harmless. It's just
they
football
can't even,
game.
Exactly. It comes across, okay, it's harmless, but is it really harmless?
Is it? Yeah.
I mean, what is it? Are we measuring out where it leads to? And that's every critical decision that we make needs to be measured out. What will this lead to? When we do that, when we begin to think of life in that term, what will it lead to? It's going to lead you to two places, right? It's either going to lead you to destruction or it's going to lead you to life. There's no in between ground. All right. Now, which one's going to be life? That's going to be Jesus. Is what I'm doing leading me towards life, towards the cross of Christ, towards that empty tomb that tells me there is more to life than all this? Or is it leading me towards destruction, which centers around myself and chasing the things that only bring about death?
I'm going to skip the hard one that gets me in trouble all the time. Ask me sometime privately. Brother shared it with me, and it's it'll make you think. We've only got a couple of minutes left. I did want to mention that I saw a post that again, here it is, September, or this was posted way back a couple of weeks ago. You've got all the Christmas ornaments up, and you're doing Operation Christmas Child. It's almost like you have fast forwarded, maybe trying to get 2020 behind us, but Operation Christmas Child isn't the only thing Christmassy on your radar.
Yeah. No. I am a Christmas fanatic. Just the meaning and the message that God came in the form of Jesus to walk amongst us. And how can't that get you going? But yeah, me and Michelle Medlock Adams are kind of collaborating on a project, and I can't be more excited to be. It's an honor for me to even be mentioned in the same breath with Michelle. And this nothing's set in stone or anything. We're just kind of kicking around an idea, but when she reached out to me for it, I was like, "Hey, this is a good day," and I'm working on another Christmas project as well, and I've got a novel coming out next year, and it's a Christmas novel. I am in love with the story and the miracle of the birth of Christ, and the fact that God would choose to walk amongst us, that he would come to us. And that just blows my mind, that in our rebellion, that God would reach out to us. Instead of totally turning his back on us, he said, okay, I'm just going to come down there with you. And how amazing is that?
You're the Christmas man. You've been in the ministry for 20 years, and you're like a kid at Christmas. It's
Absolutely.
it's
All the time.
well, and gosh, how's that little one doing?
He's doing great. He's actually sleeping now. So, man, we feel
That's a good
great.
thing. Yeah.
Life is good. He's doing well. Thank you for asking, Coach. Yeah, he's doing good. The girls are doing good. And Crystal's doing well. We're blessed, Coach. We're blessed. And I'm thankful. I'm thankful for just the times that we get, to goof off and make homemade pizzas and do the silly stuff we do around here, and just enjoy what God has given us.
Well, Andy, you're amazing, and hey, appreciate you taking time out from being a father and being Santa Claus and being a pastor and being an author, and sharing with us every month. And can't wait to hear an update next month. Appreciate all your ministry and appreciate your generosity in sharing with us
Well,
right
thank you,
here,
Coach. And hey, Coach, can I have 1 second?
Sure.
Okay, I want to shout out to Ben Cooper. I want to give a shout out to Ben Cooper. Ben's got some good news that's come up here recently with his writing, and I couldn't be more proud to know him. I got to give him just a minute and say, way to go, Ben.
Okay. Well, any other day you would have said that, Ben would be in our chat room. But I promise you, we'll get the word to him because he is a valued family member right here on the PJNet.TV network. So appreciate your input, bud. Good to hear from you.
Good to see you, Coach.
All right. Take care. Andy Clapp right here on PJNet.TV. And the fun is only beginning as we, at the bottom of the hour, will bring you Casper's Take. That would be Casper Stockham from the great state of Colorado. And that's coming up in just a few minutes. In the meantime, I've got to get a few things ready. And great to see everybody in the chat room. Doug and Steve and JD. Jolene is here with us. Lynn, Monty, Rachel, Sunbelt, all, I don't know, probably skip somewhere along the line, but great to have all of you with us. We're going to have a great week ahead of us here at PJNet.TV. Before I leave, I ask you to reflect on a couple of questions. First, what is the boldest thing you've ever done for Jesus Christ? And secondly, when was that? Folks, it's a scary world out there, and we as Christians are going to have to be bold. So I hope and pray that none of us would ever be satisfied with either answer to those two questions.